I can assure you he is truly a very sick boy.
I think you mean sick girl.
Hello and welcome to Sick Girl, the podcast. I am your host, Ashley Singleton, and today I wanted to talk about finding little moments of joy or little things that bring you joy when living with chronic illness. So as always, I only talk about my experience and what's helped me. For me, finding joy really came with fashion and clothes. And I will explain this so it makes sense because they seem like very different topics. But for me, I have always loved fashion. I started sewing when I was 8, and I loved every part of the process, from picking out the fabric to the pattern to cutting it, and then at the end having this finished product that's uniquely for you. I love it. To this day, I still sew. And when I graduated high school, I really thought I would go to design school. I had every intention of going to FIDM. It's a design school in LA. I went and I toured it, and I was kind of at this weird place in life where I was like, do I want to do fashion, or do I want to actually give comedy and writing and stand-up a chance? And for me, one, the price for fashion school is so expensive. I didn't have the money. And two, I thought to myself, well, I can maybe combine the entertainment, performing, all of that with fashion. So that felt kind of like a win-win. And like I said, I've always loved fashion. I love fashion, like even when my bank account is like, please, for the love of God, Ashley, stop going to Joann's. In 2020, I was at the highest weight I'd ever been. I've struggled with my weight off and on my whole life, but I was at the point where I was like, shopping's not fun anymore. I just like shopping as a plus size person can be such a challenge, because I don't know who one day said that people who are plus size also want to wear paisley or shirts that look like scrubs, or why the plus size section is always in the very back of the store, like down the hall and in the dungeon in the basement. Like, it is just not a fun experience. And a lot of the times the clothing isn't cute. I don't know why someone can't grasp the concept of cute, trendy clothes that just fit a body in a different shape. So I was at my highest weight. COVID came, and I was like, you know what, for right now, like staying inside and not having to see anybody or put on real clothes sounds great. And then I got late 2020, I got COVID and never really recovered, as we all know. So I was at this like weird point where I was like, mentally, I don't feel fantastic. I barely feel well enough to shower and keep myself clean. I just couldn't get dressed. I just couldn't do it. So I spent probably, honestly, from late 2020 to like the end of 2022 in my dad's sweats and a cat sweatshirt, because I didn't fit into anything else, and I felt like shit. I felt horrible. And then like early 2023, I started to find doctors who were actually helping me, and they were actually giving me tips that started to make my chronic illness feel better. And by that time too, I had lost 30 pounds for health reasons. I felt like I had a little bit more capacity to maybe add something back into my life that had brought me a lot of joy before. I started really small. And I think a big part of it was finding something that I could control in my life again. Because with chronic illness, a lot of things feel out of control. How fast do you get better? If you can get better. If you can work. If you can go out with friends. A lot of it feels very out of control. So I decided, like, picking out what I'm going to wear can maybe boost my mental health and make me feel a little bit more control of my life. Instead of wearing my dad's sweats one day, I would wear leggings. The next day I would wear like a pink sweatshirt instead of a black one. I'd be like, okay, I feel a little bit better today. And then it was like, okay, maybe today I'll do my hair, or maybe today I'll put on a little bit of makeup. And really slowly but surely I started to feel mentally better. I will say though, I have to credit pretty much Athleta for getting me through these past 5 years, because I love athleisure. I still to this day love athleisure. Like, even like I say that the word perfectly describes me, because I'm slightly athletic but mostly leisure, and they actually have clothes that fit all sizes. The next part of how this helped me was your identity, because when you become chronically ill, a lot of yourself, You kind of lose the person you were. You feel like this really weird identity crisis of who am I? I don't want to be known as just the sick girl or the sick sister or the sick friend or the one that always cancels because she's sick. Like, I need to be known for more than that. And how can I bring maybe a new identity or parts of my old self back? Started to pick clothes that were maybe more fun colored than I used to wear because the bright colors made me feel, they didn't take my symptoms away. I still have POTS. They didn't make me not pass out in the heat, but I felt a little bit mentally better. And I think even just like a 10% boost in mental health for me and how you feel that day actually helped. Like, in the long run, I feel like it helps you manage your pain better and manage your symptoms better, in my opinion. I wanted to really work on, like, I spent the first couple of years being chronically ill thinking, if I don't look this way at a doctor's, they won't believe me. If I don't look sick enough, then they won't help me. And over the years, I've come to learn, and it's something I still work on, but I've come to learn, like, I don't have to look sick enough for anybody. I don't have to prove that I'm sick enough. Like, I know what I feel, and I hate that there's this stigma around, like, you need to look sick to be sick. Because my symptoms, a lot of them are invisible. And just because I feel them doesn't mean I want to look as shitty as I feel. I still have days like today. I'm in a huge flare right now. I do not feel good. And I am in sweat shorts and a t-shirt. And the most I could do today was my hair and my makeup and put on like a couple pieces of jewelry that I like. And that's it. That's all I can do. But it made me feel a little bit better. I think with identity comes like feeling like a whole person. When I was first chronically ill, like I couldn't work anymore. I moved home and I just kind of felt like this half person. Like I had nowhere to go. I had no one to see. I had nothing to do. Getting up and doing something for myself, just for me, really helped me feel more like a person. Reconnecting with something that had brought me so much joy in the past. It's like combining two worlds for me. It's like this new reality and then this old version of myself. How do I combine the two and make something that I really enjoy now? Sometimes it's just like I feel like shit, but I look really good doing it. But for me, it's been a really big game changer. It's been a significant help in my life. And I hope that you find your tiny spark of joy that can make your day a little bit better.